How was your night last night?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Say what's up to the vlog.
I'm vlogging.
I still have last night beating Jake Paul.
What's the name of the vlog?
KJ Camp.
KJ Camp. Shout out to the KJ Camp supporters.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's talk, baby. How are you?
Oh, sorry.
I'm a little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever?
Breaking updates from the boxing world. With Jake Paul still recovering in hospital, Anthony Joshua's surprise appearance has caught everyone's attention. The story didn't end with the knockout. Joshua shifted the narrative by showing up personally, reshaping the conversation around the fight. It became about more than just winning, highlighting respect, authority, and the clear presence of heavyweight superiority.
Hey, Jake.
How are you? Right, yeah? Let's go. Holiday. Cheers. Enjoy that.
How was your night last night?
Good, man.
Duke McKenzie pointed out that Joshua's knockout did more than secure a victory, it delivered a clear statement. Paul's jaw injury highlighted the seriousness of facing elite heavyweight power. Joshua later visiting him in the hospital reinforced the sense of authority and control he carried throughout the situation, underscoring what can happen when a genuine champion is underestimated. In that moment, respect and caution were unmistakably intertwined.
I'm glad Anthony Joshua did that to him, because now he won't be able to talk like he does for a while.
Following the crushing defeat, Jake Paul addressed fans online, expressing gratitude and a more reflective mindset. Even after suffering a severe knockout and jaw injury, his message suggested a clearer understanding of what it means to step in with someone like Anthony Joshua. In loss, viewers could still sense a growing level of respect for the challenge he faced.
Sur le Twitter de Jake Paul, qui réagit directement après le combat. Donc ça, vous voyez quand il met thank you à tout le monde, donc à ses supporters, à ses haters, à sa team, à tous les combattants, à Netflix, à la boxe, à Dieu, il dit merci à tout le monde. Ça, c'était juste avant le combat et il disait ce soir, enfin cette nuit, nous allons choquer le monde. Ça, c'était juste avant le combat. Et ce qui est drôle, c'est que le tweet de juste après, c'est est-ce que j'étais payé pour perdre?
Anthony Joshua's visit to Jake Paul in the hospital revealed a side of him that extends beyond competition. The knockout wasn't just an ending to the fight, it carried a message, and Joshua made sure Paul fully grasped it. Their face-to-face moment reflected the respect Joshua expects, the discipline he represents, and the authority he carries as a heavyweight leader. For fans, it reinforced that Joshua's presence isn't defined by power alone, but by composure, confidence, and control both inside and outside the ring.
Yo, doing me, man?
Froch summed up how unrealistic it was for Jake Paul to believe he could last against Joshua. Even after spending significant time in the ring, Paul struggled to make any real impact while Joshua dictated nearly every moment. Froch pointed out that survival quickly became the priority once the differences in experience, strength, and tactics became clear. For fans, it was another example of Joshua's sharp control and accuracy, leaving no openings and reinforcing his status as a true heavyweight elite.
It's a fucking piss take that this guy's in there with Anthony Joshua, swinging away, landing... What's he done? He's had 18 minutes and landed 2 shots, and he's gone on survival mode.
Boxing Ego highlighted the extent of the punishment Joshua delivered, with Paul later requiring medical treatment for a fractured jaw. That outcome served as clear evidence of Joshua's power and accuracy in the ring. For viewers, it removed any sense of exaggeration and reinforced the reality of the performance. The aftermath made it clear that the knockout wasn't merely dominant, it was conclusive and a defining moment in the matchup.
The kid has a broken jaw, it appears, after fighting Anthony Joshua, right? I made this graphic for you guys. You see it. Got his jaw broken in 2 places.
Care of me forever and ever? A little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever? A little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever?
The Wade concept highlights how Jake Paul focused on lasting long enough to find a counter opportunity, but that approach merely delayed the outcome. Joshua was tested briefly in terms of timing, yet his strength and command of the fight always took over. It was clear to viewers that Joshua adjusts smoothly when challenged and remains locked in throughout. While not perfect, the performance still underlined why he stands as a genuine powerhouse in the heavyweight division.
But I think Jake fought a very, how do I survive long enough to land a right hand type of fight, and it made it a little difficult for AJ to get his timing. No excuses. AJ didn't look great. I'll be honest. He didn't look great. Didn't look like, an AJ we thought we were going to get, the marauder, the guy that was going to come forward and bang out Jake in one round. Pause.
Nikisa Badarian pointed out that even with the decisive knockout, Jake Paul gained respect for his determination. Stepping into the ring with Joshua takes resilience, and fans can acknowledge that toughness while still recognizing Joshua's clear superiority. The popular praise highlights courage, but it doesn't change the reality that Joshua dictated every moment of the fight. The effort was there, yet the difference in ability was impossible to ignore.
That Jake is safe, and more so that he showed his heart. I don't know if you guys were looking on Twitter, but until about 20 minutes ago, the #1 trending thing on Twitter wasn't Jake Paul getting knocked out, wasn't Jake Paul, wasn't Anthony Joshua. It literally was the phrase, respect.
Johnny Nelson described how Joshua broke down Paul's confidence step by step. It wasn't about overpowering him with force, but about revealing the gap between Paul's claims and his actual skill. Those watching closely could see Paul's self-belief fading with each clean shot that landed. Joshua controlled the contest both mentally and physically, proving that real heavyweight excellence is as much about psychology as it is strength.
They wanted AJ to knock this boy out clean and get rid of him because they, everybody I've spoken to, they just wanted, they're like, I want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. And I just said, I don't want to see him get knocked out. I want to see him get beat up. I want to see him quit. I want to see the reality of everything he's saying and doing kick in. And in a way it did happen, but he didn't get beat up. And slowly but surely the confidence, the self-belief ripped out of him to the point where he's dropping on his knees. He's like, he must fall down about 12.
Hearn pointed out that Joshua took a few rounds to gauge Jake Paul, demonstrating patience and careful strategy. When the knockout came, it was decisive, resulting in a serious jaw injury for Paul. The fight challenged Joshua's timing and tactics, yet he stayed composed throughout. While Paul's resilience deserves recognition, Joshua's skill and power were clearly superior. This fight illustrates that stepping into the ring with a true heavyweight carries serious consequences. Once Joshua finds his rhythm, even the toughest opponents struggle to withstand his precision and strength.
It took AJ a couple of rounds to get hold of him, and then he knocked him spark out and broke his jaw. It was a frustrating 2-3 rounds maybe, because Jake was moving so much, holding.
Dave Allen noted that the fight was largely one-sided, highlighting Joshua's unmistakable dominance. While Paul's conditioning and tactics were commendable, he was clearly outclassed in strength, skill, and ring awareness. Joshua set the tempo throughout, showing who truly operates on a higher level. Even Paul's attempts at smart movement couldn't counter Joshua's accuracy and knockout capability, reinforcing his position as a top-tier heavyweight.
Well, the fight was, it weren't a fight, was it? It was really, really one-sided. Jake Paul, yeah, I've got to give him credit really, because he's super fit. He's pretty clever really. Like, he'd make a good journeyman.
David Hay noted that Jake Paul attempted to survive using a smart approach, moving around the ring and looking for openings. However, Joshua's timing and power proved too much, delivering decisive blows that ultimately fractured Paul's jaw. Viewers could see that even clever tactics can't overcome elite skill and precision. Joshua's adaptability and finishing ability highlighted why he remains a top-tier heavyweight. While Paul's bravery is clear, Joshua's control and dominance left no doubt.
We got the knockout, everyone was expecting it. It's very difficult to pin someone down when they're not trying to engage. Jake's game plan was a good one. It was to use lateral movement and the hope to land a big overhand right at some stage to catch AJ off guard. Didn't quite work out, but you got to give Jake credit. Took some big shots there. I think he's got a broken jaw or some spitting blood at the end of the fight. No, anything's possible. He gave it a go. He dared to be great. It didn't work out for him, understandably. That's why he was such a massive underdog. But,
The Dole Riley emphasized that Joshua's victory was more than just a win in the ring. It was a statement that reached a wider audience. Even with his existing fame, the fight against Paul highlighted his dominance and introduced his skill to viewers who may have underestimated him. Fans saw the combination of power, timing, and control that defines Joshua as a heavyweight force. While Paul showed courage, he was clearly outmatched. The bout further cemented Joshua's status as a global superstar and reinforced his authority in the division.
Win today was the bread. AJ's win today was the exposure to more people. Even though he's mad famous, as we know, like, there's a community he hasn't touched, and I think he touched that community today.
Logan Paul highlighted the incredible resilience Jake Paul showed by stepping into the ring against Anthony Joshua, even with a rolled ankle and a broken jaw. Lasting multiple rounds against one of the world's top heavyweights is impressive. Fans could see Paul's courage, but Joshua's skill and power made it clear who controlled the fight. It was a battle of will and strength, and while Paul displayed bravery, Joshua's performance reinforced why he operates on an entirely different level.
In my opinion, he won 4 of them. People will argue that. He at least won 3. No one expected him to last that long. Rolled his ankle, broke his jaw, still fucking fighting, man. Like, that's toughness. You know, most people wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet. Who's 40 pounds heavier than him and 6 inches taller.
Anthony Joshua acknowledged that the fight wasn't flawless, but his focus was evident from the opening bell. His goal was to control Jake Paul and use his power strategically, leading to a decisive knockout. Observers could see Joshua's patience, timing, and precision throughout the fight. Each punch reflected his experience and mental toughness. While Paul did his best to survive, Joshua stayed methodical and relentless, showing why he's one of today's most dominant heavyweights. The final right hand combined skill, anticipation, and raw power, something Paul was unable to defend against.
Hey, everyone in this venue, now, you asked me a question. Look, it wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the best. The end goal was to get Jake Paul, pin him down, and hurt him. That has been the request leading up, and that was on my mind. It took a bit longer than expected, but...
Ariel Helwani highlighted the intimidating presence Joshua carries in the ring. His reach, power, and accuracy made every punch a serious threat, and fans could sense the danger Paul faced with each exchange. Even during quieter moments, Joshua remained a constant threat, forcing Paul into survival mode. It's clear that Joshua blends technical skill with physical dominance, leaving almost no room for mistakes. His prime years and devastating combinations make him a formidable opponent, and every strike reinforced why he is regarded as one of the most complete heavyweights in the world today.
And every time he threw a punch, I like winced, because he's a big man and he's an incredible boxer and he's still in his prime, and he's got a very long reach and he's got a lot of power in that right hand, and that left hook is terrifying as well, and so I thought it could end at any.
Daniel Cormier highlighted the clear gap between Joshua and Paul. Throughout the fight, Joshua moved with ease, demonstrating superior technique and ring intelligence. Paul struggled to keep up with the pace, power, and skill on display. Each precise combination reinforced Joshua's control and made the difference in ability obvious. Even casual viewers could see how effortlessly he dictated the action against an outmatched opponent. This performance further cemented his status as an elite heavyweight, capable of dominating challengers while staying composed and tactically sharp throughout the bout.
Hey, Joshua looked good, dude.
Joshua looked good.
He looked good right off.
Joshua actually looked like he was fighting a guy that was...
David Hay noted that Jake Paul's limitations become obvious when facing elite heavyweights like Joshua. While Paul shows courage and some skill, his lack of experience and formal training prevents him from competing at this level. Joshua's timing, precision, and power dominate throughout, highlighting the gap between them. Paul's effort demonstrates bravery, but against a disciplined, technically superior opponent, the difference is clear. Hay's point underscores the importance of experience and proper training in boxing, and Joshua's control of every aspect of the fight shows why he operates far above Paul's current level.
With, the cruiserweight division where the guys are the same size as him, because that, without having...
The aftermath of the fight made it clear that Anthony Joshua operates on a different level. Fans saw a perfect combination of power, patience, and ring intelligence as Joshua controlled Jake Paul, who bravely tried to endure despite a rolled ankle and a fractured jaw. Every punch and combination demonstrated Joshua's ability to dictate the pace and capitalize on mistakes. Paul's courage was evident, but it wasn't enough to match Joshua's precision, timing, and raw strength. The knockout, along with Joshua's hospital visit, reinforced his dominance while highlighting Paul's limitations in the heavyweight division. Watching closely, it's obvious who holds both the mental and physical edge. Joshua's performance confirms why he is regarded as one of the most elite heavyweights of his era.